Have you already given up on your goals for this year, this month, this week? It's easy to find ourselves anxious in the beginning. We can do this, only weeks in, giving up. And the problem is, it's easy to get on this cycle where we start, we stop. We start a project, and pretty soon it fizzles because we don't see the results. We start exercising. Hey, I'm walking, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing the things, but the weight's not coming off. We start eating better, but yet we're still having that stomach pain. We tend to want those quick results. And the thing is, most of the changes that we ever do in life are not instantaneous. They're going to take discipline. They're going to take work. There's going to be those periods where you don't see anything happening. And sometimes it almost seems to go in reverse. For example, when you start lifting weights, you'll actually see yourself sometimes put on a few extra pounds. And that might be the time to say, okay, I'm quitting, when in fact, if you keep going. Unfortunately, our brains are like our checkbook registry. Keeps track of everything we've done wrong. It remembers that we tried that last year. It remembers that we started and stopped. Our brain holds on to those negative things so much longer than the positive. I bet if I were to ask you, name 5 great things you did last week, you would struggle to even think of 2. But if I said, name 10 things you did wrong, you could probably think of 8. Because again, we seem to be wired to always look for the negative. And so instead, we have to change that. We really need that mindset reset, because each time is a new beginning. Each day is a new opportunity for us to do it differently. One of the things that I just recently started really thinking about is the more that we back up on things and say, we give up, we quit, we stop, we're building a pattern, a cycle that we give up pretty easily. And we're not thinking it out loud, but it begins to be harder and harder to stick with things, because now we've got a history and we become a quitter. We'd never say that, but subconsciously that's what our brain is telling us. So don't try it again. You'll just be hurt. We love those stories that really get us charged, where the kid that couldn't make the team and ends up as the water boy gets a scholarship and goes on to the NFL. We love those stories where the writer has turned in manuscript after manuscript, gotten denials, and finally gets that one, and her book becomes a bestseller immediately. We love those stories, but we don't have the confidence to think, that could be me. And it can be you. We have to let go of those things, cut the ties. One of the things is, let's stop promising ourselves things that we know we can't do and dial into the things that we can. Instead of saying, I'm going to lose 100 pounds this year, well, let's start with losing 5. Instead of trying to change and suddenly start eating all the right things, let's stop eating a lot of the wrong things first. That's a big one, because we're quick to say, okay, I'm going to start buying all this supplements. I'm going to start doing all of these things. When in fact, one of the best ways we can start is to stop doing a lot of the things. I've created a 12-week healthy reset. And it's a 12-week program where you'll be dialing in on your number 1 issue that you're struggling with. Not one that I'm setting. Everyone will be doing their own. But over the 12 weeks, you will have a map, because that's what we need. We need a roadmap so that I can get from here to here, where weekly you're working on one specific goal. Again, in the beginning, it could be, okay, what are the things I need to stop doing? So maybe, for example, it's eating habits. They're terrible. But you know that, and you've tried. But again, too often we've tried to change our eating. We're trying to improve our sleep. We're trying to exercise. We're trying to do it all. But in this program, you're focusing on one thing and one thing only. And we're breaking it down into 12 weeks. So for that person, maybe the first 2 aren't about changing anything. It's about what are we going to stop doing? What are we going to eliminate? What are we going to simplify? And then week by week, we come to our weekly accountabilities meetings, WHAM, and we discuss that. We talk about it. One person might be working on their sleep, improving it. Another needs to lose some weight. Another is their eating habits. One is maybe trying to get a morning routine because it's too hectic at their house. So everyone's working on something separate, but we're all encouraging because we're picking up little things along the way. I might be working on getting a consistent meal plan in place. But I hear this person over there talking about how their sleep is getting better because they're putting their phone away at night. They realize that they need to stop eating by a certain time at night and not going to bed on a full stomach. The person who's working on losing weight has maybe realized, oh, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm eating way too late, and then I go to bed. And this is why I'm carrying these extra pounds. So we're encouraging each other. So let me tell you a little bit more about the 12-week Healthy Reset. It is unapologetically faith-based. So often we think, I can do this. And often the missing key is, where's God in this? He gives us the strength, the power, helps us with the discipline. And it's funny because the Bible is filled with references to our mental health, our spiritual health, of course, but our physical health. And yet we don't think about it. Now, you don't have to have a particular faith, but I'm just saying, I use scripture. On those calls, we talk about things, and often scripture will come up. So over the 12 weeks, you will have a plan that you're working on. You'll come to the weekly accountability, and you will share and talk about your wins, because we celebrate wins. There's no room for shaming people, but there's encouragement. I pray for everyone that's in the group, and it becomes a group where we are supporting and encouraging. When you're stuck, then I can ask those gentle questions. There is a link, so check it out. If you have tried and you've thought, it works for her, it works for him, it works for them, but it just isn't going to work for me, maybe you need to try something different. But the beauty of it is you have a map and you can track where you are. No more vague goals of, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get organized. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to sleep better. But now you'll be creating a plan that actually works. Check it out. And if you have questions, if you even are thinking about it, reach out to me and let me know. It's going to be an ongoing group. So some of you may be seeing this video later and you're like, oh, I missed the deadline. There isn't. However, to get the best price, you want to get in at this time. So definitely reach out to me. If for some reason there's a conflict with the day of the accountability, right now it's a daytime group, but I would love to do an evening one. But I want to get at least 3 people who would say, yes, I'm committed. I will do the evening, and then absolutely I'll start an evening group. I am Coach Maggie, a certified health and lifestyle coach, a retired teacher, but most of all, I love God, and I believe He has a plan for all of us. And often our health is the thing that keeps us from being and doing all that He's called us to do. If you have questions, please reach out to me. As always, take care, and of course, God bless.